Do you truly know what you're putting into your body each morning? We've been told for years that eggs are a powerhouse of nutrition, a breakfast staple, an easy, affordable source of protein, and for many of us, they're a beloved part of our daily routine. A comforting, familiar start to the day. But what if I told you that some of the very habits you have with eggs, the ones you've practiced for years without a second thought, could actually be silently undermining your health? What if these seemingly innocent routines are turning those nutritious eggs into something that's not just less beneficial, but potentially harmful, contributing to the very aches, fogs, and fatigue we often chalk up to just getting older? It's a painful reality that many of us are unknowingly making choices that impact our vitality. We want to feel vibrant, sharp, and strong, but sometimes the very foods we rely on are working against us in subtle ways. The secret isn't that eggs are bad for you. Quite the opposite. They can be incredibly good. The real issue lies in how we handle, prepare, and even choose our eggs. In this video, we're going to peel back the layers on common egg habits that could be harming your health, from how you store them to how you cook them, and even where they come from. We'll uncover 5 surprising ways your egg routine might be doing more harm than good. And, most importantly, how to easily fix it. Get ready to transform your breakfast and reclaim your energy. Watch to the very end for something that will truly surprise you. Let's dive right into the first crucial area where many of us might be going wrong without even realizing it. And that's how you store your eggs. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Just put them in the fridge. But there's more to it than that. And a small oversight here can lead to some big health concerns. Think about it when you get home from the grocery store. Where do those eggs go for many? The first instinct is to tuck them neatly into the egg slots on the refrigerator door. It seems convenient. Custom made for eggs. Almost like it's the perfect spot. But here's the quiet truth: the refrigerator door is the warmest part of your fridge. Every time you open that door, those eggs are exposed to fluctuations in temperature. This constant warming and cooling isn't just a minor inconvenience for your eggs. It creates an environment where harmful bacteria, like Salmonella, can multiply more easily. You see, consistency is key when it comes to keeping food safe. And the door is anything but consistent. Imagine your eggs getting a little temperature shock every time someone grabs a drink or some milk. These subtle changes might seem harmless, but over time, they can significantly reduce the safety of your eggs, turning a potentially nutrient-dense food into a quiet risk. So, what's the simple fix? Always store your eggs in the coldest part of your refrigerator, which is usually on a middle shelf, towards the back. Keep them in their original carton. Why the carton? Well, it does a couple of important jobs. First, it protects the eggs from absorbing strong odors from other foods in your fridge, which can affect their taste. More importantly, the carton provides an extra layer of insulation, helping to maintain a more stable temperature for the eggs. And it also prevents any potential bacteria from the eggshells from spreading to other foods. Think of that carton as a protective shield, keeping your eggs fresh and safe. This tiny shift in where you place your eggs can make a world of difference in preventing the growth of harmful bacteria, safeguarding your health without any extra effort on your part. It's about being mindful of those little habits that we've often overlooked. Now, still on the topic of keeping those eggs safe, let's talk about something else that might surprise you: washing your eggs. It seems like common sense, doesn't it? Before you crack an egg open, especially if the shell looks a bit dirty, you might instinctively rinse it under the tap. We wash our fruits and vegetables, so why not eggs? But here's the unexpected truth: washing store-bought eggs can actually do more harm than good. You see, commercially produced eggs in countries like the United States, Canada, and Australia are typically washed and sanitized at the processing plant before they even get to the grocery store. This process removes what's called the bloom or cuticle, which is a natural, invisible protective layer on the eggshell. This bloom acts as a tiny, natural barrier, preventing bacteria like Salmonella from penetrating the porous shell and getting inside the egg. When you wash eggs at home, especially with cold water, you can inadvertently remove this protective bloom. What happens then? The sudden temperature difference between the egg and cold water can create a vacuum effect, actually pulling any bacteria that might be on the shell surface directly into the egg itself through those tiny pores. Imagine a tiny straw, sucking microscopic particles inside. This means that by trying to make your eggs cleaner, you might actually be making them more susceptible to bacterial contamination. It's a classic example of an unintended consequence, where a good intention leads to a less safe outcome. So, the golden rule here is don't wash your store-bought eggs. If there's visible dirt, you can gently wipe it off with a dry paper towel right before you're about to use it. But avoid water. If you're getting eggs directly from a farm and they haven't been washed, then that's a different story. These farm-fresh eggs often still have their bloom intact, and many farmers recommend not washing them until right before use. And even then, often with warm water, to avoid that vacuum effect. But for the vast majority of us picking up eggs at the supermarket, resist the urge to wash them. It's a simple habit to break that adds a significant layer of safety to your egg consumption. This leads us directly into our second major habit that could be harming your health, and that's the danger of undercooked eggs. We all love a runny yolk, don't we? That rich, golden liquid spilling out over your toast or into your bowl of ramen can be truly delicious. And in moderation. With properly handled eggs, it can be perfectly fine. However, a significant risk arises when eggs are not cooked thoroughly enough to eliminate potential bacteria. The primary concern here, again, is Salmonella. This common bacterium can reside on both the inside and outside of an egg. While the risk of an egg containing Salmonella inside is relatively low, it's not zero. And for those over 60 who may have a more vulnerable immune system, even a low risk can have serious consequences. Symptoms of Salmonella infection can range from nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, and diarrhea, to more severe conditions like high fever, chills, headaches, and even, in rare cases, life-threatening complications, especially for older adults, infants, and those with compromised immune systems. Imagine spending days feeling absolutely miserable, confined to your bed, all because of an undercooked egg. It's a scenario we want to avoid at all costs. The truth is, that delightful runny yolk, while appealing, means that the egg hasn't reached a temperature high enough to kill off all potential bacteria. The egg white, too, needs to be firm. So, while a soft yolk might be your preference, it's worth considering the trade-off. The solution here is quite straightforward. Ensure your eggs are cooked until both the yolk and the white are firm. This doesn't mean they have to be rubbery or dry, but they should be fully set. For scrambled eggs, make sure there's no liquid pooled at the bottom of the pan. For fried eggs, cook them until the whites are completely opaque and the yolks are firm, or at least cooked through to your comfort level. Knowing the risks, if you prefer a runny yolk, using pasteurized eggs, which have been heat-treated to kill bacteria without cooking the egg, is a much safer option. These are often labeled specifically in the grocery store. Or, consider switching to hard-boiled eggs, which are cooked completely through, offering a zero-risk option for bacterial contamination. This small adjustment in your cooking habit can provide immense peace of mind and protect your delicate digestive system from unnecessary stress and illness. It's a simple step, but one that significantly enhances the safety of your favorite breakfast. Next, we'll delve into other cooking habits that might be silently harming your health, even beyond undercooking. So, stay with me. Now that we've talked about the importance of proper storage and cooking your eggs thoroughly to avoid bacterial risks, let's explore another area where our cooking methods can inadvertently turn a healthy food into something less beneficial. And that's the hidden harms of overcooking eggs and using the wrong fats. Yes, you heard that right. Overcooking can be just as problematic as undercooking, albeit for different reasons. When you cook eggs at very high temperatures for extended periods, especially until the whites become rubbery or the yolks develop a greenish-gray ring, you're not just ruining the texture, you're actually altering the beneficial compounds in the egg. This overcooking, particularly frying or scrambling at intense heat, can lead to the oxidation of cholesterol in the egg, creating compounds that are actually more harmful to your arteries than unoxidized cholesterol. It's a bit like rusting, but inside your food, These oxidized cholesterol products are inflammatory and have been linked to an increased risk of heart disease. Furthermore, high heat cooking can form advanced glycation end products, or AGs, which contribute to inflammation and cellular damage throughout your body, accelerating the aging process and increasing the risk of chronic diseases. So, that perfectly browned, crispy edge on your fried egg, or that dry, crumbly scramble might look appealing, but it comes at a hidden cost to your long-term health. The key here is gentle cooking and mindful temperature control. For frying, use medium-low heat. For scrambling, keep the heat low and stir gently until just set and creamy. Think of it as coaxing the egg to cook, rather than aggressively searing it. Poaching or soft boiling are excellent options because they cook the egg gently in water. Avoiding high heat oxidation. If you must fry, try using a lid to steam the top of the egg, allowing it to cook through without needing excessive direct heat on the bottom. Coupled with overcooking is the choice of fat you cook your eggs in. Many people instinctively reach for vegetable oils like canola, soybean, or corn oil, thinking they are healthier options. However, these highly processed seed oils are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, and when heated to high temperatures, they can easily oxidize and create inflammatory compounds. Our modern diets are already overloaded with omega-6s, throwing off the delicate balance with omega-3s, which is crucial for reducing inflammation in the body. Cooking with these oils just adds to the problem, turning your healthy egg into a vehicle for inflammation. Instead, opt for stable, heat-tolerant fats that are rich in monounsaturated or saturated fats, like extra virgin olive oil for lower heat cooking, avocado oil for higher heat, or good old-fashioned butter or ghee. These fats are much less prone to oxidation and provide beneficial nutrients themselves. Choosing the right fat is a simple yet powerful switch that can transform your egg dish from a potential inflammatory trigger into a truly heart-healthy meal. Let's move on to our fourth habit, which is just as important as how you cook your eggs, what you eat with your eggs. Many of us have grown up with the classic breakfast plate eggs, bacon or sausage, and a side of white toast or sugary pastries. It's comforting, familiar, and seems like a complete meal. But this combination, while traditional, can unknowingly undermine the incredible nutritional benefits of the egg itself. Let's start with processed meats like bacon, sausage, and ham. While they taste delicious, they are often packed with unhealthy saturated fats, sodium, and nitrates or nitrites. These preservatives, especially nitrates, can convert into N-nitroso compounds in your body, which are known carcinogens. Regular consumption of processed meats has been strongly linked to an increased risk of colorectal cancer and heart disease. Pairing these with your eggs means you're introducing a significant burden of unhealthy fats and potentially harmful chemicals into a meal that could otherwise be incredibly wholesome. Then there's the bread. That fluffy white toast, muffins, or sugary cereals often served alongside eggs are typically made from refined carbohydrates. These foods are stripped of their natural fiber and nutrients, causing a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels. This sugar rush is quickly followed by a crash, leaving you feeling tired, sluggish, and craving more unhealthy carbs. For those of us over 60, managing blood sugar levels is even more critical for preventing conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. These refined carbs also contribute to systemic inflammation and can hinder healthy digestion. So, while your eggs are providing excellent protein and healthy fats, the companions you choose might be sabotaging your energy levels, contributing to inflammation, and putting unnecessary strain on your metabolic system. The good news is, making healthier choices here is incredibly easy. Instead of processed meats, opt for leaner protein sources like sliced avocado, smoked salmon, or even leftover grilled chicken or turkey. If you love bacon, look for uncured, nitrate-free versions, and enjoy them sparingly. For your carbohydrates, swap white toast for whole grain bread. Ideally sourdough, which has a lower glycemic index. Even better, pile your eggs onto a bed of sautéed spinach, mushrooms, or roasted vegetables. Adding a side of colorful berries or a piece of fruit can provide essential fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants without the sugar spike. By consciously choosing healthier companions for your eggs, You transform a potentially harmful meal into a truly nourishing powerhouse that supports stable energy, reduces inflammation, and protects your long-term health. It's about adding more real, whole foods to your plate and steering clear of the processed fillers. Finally, let's talk about our fifth crucial habit that could be making your eggs less healthy than you think: the source and quality of your eggs. Not all eggs are created equal, and the conditions in which chickens are raised directly impact the nutritional profile and safety of the eggs they produce. Many of us simply grab the cheapest carton of eggs from the supermarket, assuming an egg is an egg, but factory-farmed eggs, often labeled cage-free or barn-raised, which can still mean overcrowded. Indoor conditions come from chickens that live in stressful, unnatural environments and are fed a diet primarily consisting of corn and soy. This diet is a far cry from a chicken's natural diet of insects, worms, and various greens. This unnatural diet results in eggs with a less favorable fatty acid profile, typically higher in inflammatory omega-6s and lower in beneficial omega-3s. The stress these birds endure can also lead to a weaker immune system, potentially increasing the risk of bacterial contamination in the eggs. Despite processing, more importantly, these eggs are often lacking in essential micronutrients that are abundant in eggs from healthier, happier chickens. Contrast this with pasture-raised eggs. These eggs come from chickens that roam freely outdoors, foraging on grass, bugs, and other natural foods, supplementing their diet with some feed. This natural diet and lifestyle translates directly into a superior egg. Pasture-raised eggs boast significantly higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids, more vitamin D, more vitamin E, and more beta-carotene, which gives their yolks that deep, vibrant orange color. They also tend to have less cholesterol and saturated fat. You can often taste the difference too. The yolks are richer, and the whites are firmer. Choosing pasture-raised eggs isn't just a trendy choice. It's a profound investment in your health. It means you're getting a more nutrient-dense food, fewer potentially inflammatory compounds, and a product from an animal that lived a more natural, humane life. It truly makes a difference to your body. When you next shop, take a moment to look for labels like pasture-raised or free-range, remembering that cage-free doesn't necessarily mean the chickens ever saw the sun. This simple shift in your purchasing habit can elevate your egg consumption from merely eating protein to truly nourishing your body with a superior whole food. Now that we've explored these critical habits, let's wrap things up and bring it all together. We've journeyed through some surprising truths about those seemingly innocent eggs in your kitchen, uncovering how common habits can unknowingly impact your health. We started by looking at how you store your eggs, discovering that tucking them away on the fridge door, despite convenience, can actually invite bacterial growth due to temperature fluctuations. We learned the simple fix: keep them in their carton on a middle shelf, towards the back, where temperatures are consistently cooler and safer. Then, we tackled the often overlooked habit of washing your store-bought eggs, realizing that this well-intentioned act can strip away their natural protective bloom, making them more vulnerable to internal contamination. The key takeaway there is to avoid washing store-bought eggs entirely. Next, we delved into the dangers of undercooking, where a desire for a runny yolk can risk exposing you to salmonella, especially for those of us whose immune systems might not be as robust as they once were. The solution is to cook eggs thoroughly until whites and yolks are firm, or opt for pasteurized eggs for peace of mind. Following that, we explored the hidden harms of overcooking, where excessive heat and the wrong cooking fats can create inflammatory compounds and oxidized cholesterol, subtly damaging your arteries and accelerating aging. The simple adjustment here is to cook gently with stable, healthy fats like avocado oil, olive oil, or butter. And finally, we uncovered how the companions you choose for your eggs, like processed meats and refined carbs, can sabotage their nutritional benefits, contributing to inflammation and blood sugar spikes. We talked about replacing those with lean proteins and fiber-rich vegetables, turning your breakfast into a true powerhouse of nutrition. And we just discussed the incredible difference in quality and nutrient content between factory-farmed and pasture-raised eggs. highlighting why investing in higher quality eggs is an investment in your own health and vitality. Remember, every single one of these changes, though seemingly small, can make a profoundly positive difference to your health and happiness. It's not about perfection, but about progress. It's about being more mindful, more intentional, and more informed about the food you put into your body. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Even picking one or two of these habits to focus on each week can create a powerful ripple effect, leading to more energy, better digestion, a clearer mind, and a stronger body. Imagine waking up feeling more refreshed, having consistent energy throughout the day, and knowing you're actively nourishing your body with every bite. These aren't just small adjustments. They are foundations for living a more vibrant, healthy life as you age gracefully. Unsee. I truly hope this information has been helpful and empowers you to make simple yet significant changes to how you enjoy your eggs. We're all on this journey together, learning and growing, and I'd love to hear from you. Have you been making any of these egg mistakes? Or perhaps you already practice some of these healthy habits. Share your thoughts, your experiences, or even your favorite healthy egg recipes in the comments section below. Your insights and tips could be incredibly helpful to someone else in our community. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me know that this content resonates with you and encourages me to create more helpful information. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos packed with practical advice to help you live your best life at every age. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep nourishing your body, keep learning, and keep thriving. Live your best life at every age.